Hey guys, Simon Bryson here, and today we're going to talk about exactly 7 different ways to go out there and make some passive income and basically make your money work for you. But for this video right here, guys, I want to make sure that every single person watching this can do this very easily and start doing it right now. So all these ways right here are possible to do while you have, for example, a 9-to-5 job. And as we all know, okay, everyone knows this by this point, the average millionaire has around 7 streams of income, and that's why I'm making this video. But people don't tell you that also 1 in 5 millionaires, the average millionaire also has a 9-to-5 job. And that's why by doing the things I tell you in this video, you don't need to quit your job whatsoever and go to Los Angeles and go to Hollywood and try to become famous, okay? It is not needed, so don't worry about that whatsoever. And by the way, if you're new to my channel, I upload videos every single day, so make sure to also hit the bell so you're notified every time I post a new video, and on top of that, also destroy the like button for the YouTube algorithm. Thank you guys so much. Now, the very first thing is this, guys, okay? I'm assuming if you're watching this video, you have some type of income actually coming in. Whether, for example, that's a 9-to-5 job, W-2 job, a 1099 job, contractor job. For example, you're an Uber driver, you're doing whatever you want to do, like freelancing, like whatever it is, but you do have some income actually coming in for you. But if you're watching this video right now and you do not make any money whatsoever, I want you to focus on basically building up some form of income, because for this video right here, all we're really doing is grabbing the money you earn and putting it to work to earn passive income, and then having your passive income basically make you even more money. And that's the cycle right there. But you can't start the cycle without actually earning any money whatsoever. So I highly recommend watch this video, yes, but also work on basically earning some money, and that's the most important part. And now the first way to actually earn some passive income is actually not the sexiest way to actually do it, but it's basically by contributing to your 401k account. Now tell me, I do not want to invest money into a 401k account and basically get the money when I'm like 59 years old and a half, okay? That is way too long down the road, and I don't even want to think that far ahead into the future, okay? The answer is I know. However, a 401k account is very good for you because basically the government is saving you a ton of money on taxes, because basically they're not charging you any money while your money is actually growing. And on top of that, you're investing your pre-tax money, meaning you get to invest the money before Uncle Sam actually takes a cut out of it. And on top of that, the only time you get taxed is once you start taking money out when you're actually 59 years old. Now, there are 2 ways to actually do this, okay? For example, you can make your own, have a self-directed 401k, or you can ask your company where you work, do you have a 401k plan, and do you guys also do a 401k contribution match? Now, when you ask this question, if they do have a match, it basically means that, for example, for every $1 you invest, they're going to match, for example, half of that, maybe a half of your percentage of what you actually earn every single year. Or for example, they might match every single dollar for dollar, meaning that if you invest $1 into your retirement, they're going to invest also $1. So imagine, for example, if you invest every single year around $5,000 and the company gives you $5,000 also back. That's called free money. Usually, not every single company offers this, but if they do, I want you to take full advantage of it, because at the end of the day, it is free money. And free money, the faster you start right now investing, over the long period, when you're 59 years old, you take it out, that money is going to grow into a massive amount of money. And by the way, the contribution limit right now for your 401k account is around $19,500. If you can max it out, great. But if you can't and your company actually offers you a match, just do me a favor and try to get the maximum of the match they'll actually give you, and that way you're getting as much free money as possible by the time you actually retire. And that is always a good idea. Free money is always great if you ask me. And by the way, when it comes to starting out a 401k account, I want you guys to give Vanguard a call. By the way, I'm not sponsored by Vanguard, but they have a stellar reputation and they also have the lowest fees in the market, so it's always a great place to go ahead and invest with them also, okay? Again, Vanguard. And by the way, if you want to know exactly what I invest into, I'm going to put a video down below, and that way you know exactly what I personally invest my money into, and that way you get started the way I'm getting started right now. Now, the second way to earn some passive income is basically by maxing out your Roth IRA. Now, if you guys don't know, a Roth IRA is also a retirement account in a sense, but they're less strict when it comes to taking money out. And here's why, because basically it's not pre-tax money you're investing, but actually after-tax money. So once you're taxed by Uncle Sam, you can actually contribute to your Roth IRA account. Now, right now, the maximum is $6,000 per year. If you can do that, that is awesome. That is great. Go ahead and do it. And by the way, I want to clarify one thing here, okay, guys? Because basically, some people think that all you have to do is deposit money into your Roth IRA and then boom, you're investing. In reality, a Roth IRA is only an investment account. So you still have to go inside of the Roth IRA and select your investments and what exactly you're going to invest into. That's the whole point. But the cool thing about a Roth IRA is basically you can always take the money out you actually contributed without any penalties whatsoever. And the money also grows tax-free. Now, just so you guys know, okay, if you were to invest $6,000 every single year, that's around every single month around $500 divided by 30. That's around every single day around $16.67. If you invested that money for around 40 years in the S&P 500 and an 8% return index fund, guess what? In 40 years, this account would have around $1.6 million. And that's what's so cool about having a Roth IRA account. But more importantly, it's important you get started right now, because the longer you have it for, that's when you actually start to win the game. So far, I gave you guys the 401k account idea and also the Roth IRA idea. But basically, if you want to invest even more money, you can always create your own brokerage account, and that is number 3. The idea is a brokerage account doesn't have the benefits of growing tax-free, but the good thing is that it actually has no type of restrictions in taking out your money or investing into whatever you want to invest into. So for example, right now, I'm working with Vanguard for my 401k account. I'm working with ACORN for my Roth IRA account, but for my brokerage accounts, I'm also using ACORN. And the idea is I invest into 80% ETF stocks and also 20% bonds. And if you don't know what any of this stuff means, don't worry. I have a video on the basics of investing, which I'm also going to link down below so you know everything about investing, passively or actively, and you know exactly which way is best for you. But the idea is, guys, okay, I highly recommend if you want to invest a ton of money, okay, the first thing to do is max out your 401k match. That way you get all the free money as possible. Then max out the Roth IRA. That way you can actually save a ton of money on taxes. And then finally, get to your brokerage account and then invest as much money as you actually want to. Now, when it comes to brokerage accounts, I highly recommend you invest into index funds, ETFs, or for example, a good mutual fund, for example, with Vanguard. But usually when you invest your money with Vanguard, they have a minimum. So you might need, for example, $500 or maybe even $1,000. So the idea is if you invest, for example, with ACORNs, you can invest, for example, with $5 into a portfolio that I invest into also, and that way you can get started a lot sooner and you don't really need a ton of money. But again, get your 401k account set up. That's going to take around like 1 to 4 hours. Yeah, it's going to take a while, I know, but it's worth it for your retirement. And also set up your Roth IRA account with either with ACORNs or Vanguard, and that's not going to take you that long. And then get your own brokerage account, and that's also not going to take you that long because basically it takes around 30 to 40 minutes, and that's about it. But again, these 3 ideas right here are going to make you a ton of money when it comes to your investments. And by the way, if you don't know exactly what to invest into, that's fine, because again, I have a video linked down below. I'm going to show you exactly what I invest into. Now, number 4 is, you guys don't know this, but basically, by investing into your 401k account, your Roth IRA account, and also having your own brokerage account, basically, you're going to get paid dividends, okay? And dividends is your share of the profits from the companies you're actually investing into. And it's the best thing ever because basically, you're getting passive income without doing anything whatsoever. So while your money is actually growing every single year around 7 to 8%, depending on what you actually invest into, the idea is you're also going to be getting paid dividends every single year. So for example, right now, one of my investments is actually the S&P 500 by Vanguard ETF. Now this ETF right here is very expensive, but again, if you use ACORNs or for example, even Robinhood, although it does cost almost $300, you can always buy a piece of it with like $5 or $10, and that we can also start investing into this ETF right now. But the idea is by actually being an investor into this ETF right here, I get paid every single year around 1.86% in dividends, meaning that if I invest $10,000, it means that every single year I'm gonna get paid around $186 or around $15.50 every single month. Now that might seem, Tommy, that's not a lot of money, but eventually the more money you invest and keep investing and investing, eventually the more you invest, your dividends can actually take over what you actually earn at your job. That is going to take a while. Trust me, it'll take a while. But the point is, dividends is free money you actually get by being an investor, and it's one of the best ways. Now, although this only pays you around 1.86%, you can always invest into a stock that pays you around, like for example, 4% or 5%. But the risk is that basically, if that stock basically goes all the way to zero, you lost all your money. But for example, by investing into an index fund or an ETF or a mutual fund, the idea is you're going to have a ton of investments, and that way you're a lot more diversified into what you invest into, and you don't care about one company failing because basically you own almost all of them. And that's the cool thing about investing into index funds, ETFs, and also having, for example, a mutual fund, okay? However, again, I recommend ACORNs. I also recommend Vanguard, okay? Those are my two favorite companies. However, though, investing with ACORNs, you can invest with $5, but with Vanguard, you do require a larger sum of money, like around $500 to $1,000. And if you don't have that much money and you do want to use Vanguard, just save up the money, it's fine, and then go ahead and start investing with them, okay? Highly recommended. Now, passive income idea number 5 is actually rental income. Now, the cool thing is that basically if you wanted to, you can always go into your 401k account if you're buying your first home and use some of that money penalty free to basically go out there and buy your first property. And that way you avoid all the taxes and basically all the penalties by basically dipping into your 401k account. However, I don't recommend that because basically the data shows that investing in the stock market is going to outperform the real estate investment you're actually going to make. And by the way, whenever you invest, for example, into real estate, the only way to actually make it passive, like really passive, is by having a management company handle all the day-to-day things with that property. And that's also going to cut into your profits. So right now, what I'm doing to basically get started with real estate is basically I'm going to be buying a property next year. So I saved up around 20% of the down payment, and that way when I buy it, I don't have any mortgage insurance, and basically I can buy it and not have such a large monthly payment also. So rental income is pretty cool, very good investment, but it's not really passive until you actually have a property management. But all you're really doing is collecting rent, fixing things here and there. So it is passive in a way, but it's not like 100% passive. And by the way, I recommend, okay, just start saving up money every single time you get paid for a down payment on a property you can actually want to invest into, and then you can rent it out. But again, just start saving step by step, and eventually you'll have the down payment to actually go out there and buy the property. Don't rush into anything because basically real estate is very expensive, and any mistake you make is going to cost you a ton of money and could set you back years, okay? So be very careful when investing into real estate without knowing what you're doing. I highly recommend you take a course, read some books before you actually get into real estate investing, okay? It's very important. And one of my favorite books is called Rental Property Investing right here. Check it out. Go download this book. I also have a link to Audible, and when you sign up, you also get 2 free books. So go ahead and get this book for free if you want to get into rental property investing. That way you know exactly how everything works, okay? So don't go into real estate blindly. And by the way, if you just want to buy a property for yourself and invest into it like that, the idea is that usually that's a liability, but I want you to go on Google and type in rent or own calculator, and it'll tell you exactly if you're better off renting or if you're actually better off buying your own home, okay? The answer is not yes or no. It depends on your current situation. So again, use a rent or buy calculator online, and then you know exactly if it's a good investment for you or if it's a bad investment for you if you just want a property so you can actually live in it, okay? And now number 6 is actually having a high yield savings account. Now tell me, why the heck would I be worried about getting 1 or 2% on a savings accounts when in actuality I could just keep investing in the stock market? The idea is, I agree 100%, but I also agree that every single person watching this video should also have something called an emergency account, meaning you should have some money on the side in case anything does happen to you, okay? Now, this money should be in a high yield savings, so that way it's not just like dying to inflation every single year. That's the point I'm making here. So for example, if you spend every single month around $2,000 and you basically want to save for 6 months, the idea is 6 months times $2,000 is around $12,000. So you want to have that money in a high yield savings, and that way it's also earning you some interest and actually helps to fight inflation. And that's the cool thing, okay? Just for that, not for actually investing, just for your emergency fund, I highly recommend a high yield savings account. And right now, I recommend, for example, Vero Bank, SoFi Bank, and also Wealthfront. Great bank accounts if you ask me, so go ahead and check those out. And the last one, number 7, is to actually go out there and start a business / a side hustle. Now, I highly recommend you start a side hustle because that way, with a side hustle, you can always keep your day job while also earning income. And then eventually, once this actually overtakes your main job, you can always quit your main job. But the idea is a side hustle you can always do with or without a job, and that's the cool thing. So if you want to actually have some ideas about this, I recommend a book by Chris Guillebeau, and it's called 100 Side Hustle Ideas, and I'm also going to link that book down below. And so far, I recommended 2 books. So if you use my Audible link, you basically get those 2 free books for free. And even if you cancel, you still get to keep those books right there. Now, if you want some ideas right now, you can always do YouTube, for example. You can always do Amazon affiliates, or even go out there and sell a course. Now, a course doesn't have to be about finance. It can be, for example, about cooking. It can be, for example, about drawing. Whatever you're passionate about, if someone is interested about learning about it, you can always make a course and also sell it. And that's pretty cool about the internet. And that's why I love the internet, okay? But overall, guys, okay, if you notice, this video is about step-by-step how to really go out there and start earning money for your money. That's the whole goal here. So retirement accounts, 401k, Roth IRA, brokerage account, dividends, rental income, going out there and starting a business. So for example, a high yield savings. These are all things anyone out there can actually do. I could have just told you, for example, hey, go into real estate, do YouTube, get Amazon affiliate income, go out there, start a Shopify store. Like, those are all cool things also, and everyone says it, but the idea is that it doesn't really fit into the idea of everyone out there. Not everyone wants to go out there and build an online business, okay? And I don't know why there's so many ads in this stuff, but the idea is that not everyone wants to do that, and that's why I made sure with this video, anyone and everyone can literally get started with these 7 right here. And eventually, the more you invest into these things, you can also build a massive amount of wealth. But overall, guys, comment down below and let me know, was this video helpful? And do not forget, if you have a normal job or not a normal job, I highly recommend you get a 401k account, okay? It's very important. And also a Roth IRA. Take advantage of everything the government gives you, because basically it's free money and it's basically a good way to invest over the long run, okay? Highly recommend it. But I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching. And if you enjoyed this video right here, guys, well, like this video and also subscribe to my channel and hit the bell so you're notified every time I post a video. And on top of that, also follow me on Instagram, Bryson. And before I go, if you want to watch another video on the basics of investing, well, here's that video right here. And click my channel. See you tomorrow. Thanks for watching. And as always,